Hey Dad,
What's up?
can you tell that you're on speaker?
Yeah.
Because I went to the movies today and I decided for my video I'm gonna call you and explain the movie to you.
Okay.
Okay? I've already started, so give me a few minutes. It was called La La Land, directed by Damien
Okay.
Chazelle and starred Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. It was a musical, which they ripped that Band-Aid off like immediately in the first minute and just started singing in a traffic jam about how great it is to be in LA. And it was basically a movie about glorifying LA. It was about how great it is to be in LA, but it was much much better than that. It was a lot easier to get through than I thought it would be because it's also heavily a romance. Okay, so the story is Emma Stone plays an actress who's just getting started, and Ryan Gosling plays a jazz player who he's very idealistic and he sticks to the traditional approach to jazz. So with the way modern times is going, he's seeing more and more of what he believes is good jazz going away, and he
Right.
refuses to give up on that. Whereas Emma Stone's more realistic, and she has a day job. She goes to auditions all the time, just but she's not real optimistic about it because she sees that she's just one face in a crowd of thousands, and that the odds are really against her. But when she meets Ryan Gosling, he starts pushing, encouraging her to follow her dreams, which is basically the theme of the movie is to follow your dreams. But what's really cool about it is that when they first met, they didn't, it wasn't like the heart music and love at first sight and everything. Is it took a while for them to even like each other, and then even longer to start actually dating. It was a very realistic movie with very surreal tones to it, mostly because of the breaking out into song every so often, but also just the way the light was used to it. It was almost the 1950s when everything had to be glamorous and glitzy, and they
Right.
this movie looked like straight out of the 50s. Like if you made you're not even putting it in black and white, but just dulled the colors a little bit, I think that you could send this back in time and have it be just like a sci-fi movie set in,
Right.
2010 or 15, whatever. And but it was also it's really hard. I was sitting there thinking about it, and this was such a good movie.
That's really strange 'cause you don't like a lot of movies.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is this is a romance movie, and those are like my least favorite kind. I really wanted to see a romance
Yeah.
movie at some point in theaters, but I don't trust them. When I saw the trailer for this, I really didn't trust this movie. I was worried that it was going to be. I knew it was going to
Yeah.
be good, but I don't always like good movies.
Emma Stone is usually pretty good. I mean, she does pretty good movies.
Oh, and then she's getting a lot of Oscar buzz for it.
Emma
This
Stone.
this is actually like the conclusion to my Ryan Gosling kick. Is I watched Drive, I watched Place Beyond the Pines, and The Nice Guys, and I've been really getting into Ryan Gosling the past few months. And this one,
Okay.
he was so charming. Like I
Okay.
hesitate to use this word, but I have to. Is he was cute in it? Like the stuff he was doing was adorable, and it's and Emma Stone's getting a lot of the buzz, but I think Ryan Gosling was just as equal because Emma Stone had to act like she was acting bad for her auditions and everything, which is probably tough. I mean, it'd be easy
Right.
for a person like me because I just act bad as a person. Emma Stone, it wasn't really until she was singing that you could really kind of see how good she was doing at it. Everything down to like the gestures and everything during the musical numbers, it was so classic and retro that it kind of makes me want to watch some classic movies leading up to this. Specifically, one called Rebel Without a Cause that was mentioned in it, and like as the movie goes on, it sort of takes a 180. Ryan Gosling sells out and joins a jazz band that features like electronic music as a way of
Yeah.
moving forward in being the new revolutionaries, even though that violates his ideals, because he sees LA as a town that worships everything but reveres nothing, which is a direct line from that movie. Which so to see him just give up was pretty bad. And Emma Stone did the opposite, where she followed her dreams and made a one woman show, but it didn't go so well the first night, and then she just gave up altogether. But then at the end, because it's a movie, everything worked out for them, except for the romantic angle, where in order to pursue their dreams, they had to be apart. Emma Stone has to, she has to go travel for her work, and Ryan Gosling had to put the legwork in order to get his jazz club off the ground. So that was mold breaking. It didn't stick to the romantic comedy formula, which this could be like a romantic comedy. It was very funny. Ryan Gosling is, especially after, if you get a chance, watch The Nice Guys with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe, because it is so good. And he's hilarious. I can't believe nobody got him into comedy before. He's probably better than Ryan Reynolds, honestly. They're both from Vancouver, and they look kind of similar, so I compare them a lot. Yeah, so at the end, Emma Stone is married to the drummer from That Thing You Do, which I thought that's kind of a loss for her, but she became a famous actress. He got his jazz club. That's basically the story. Things I didn't like about it, though, is some of the surrealism was unnecessary because they didn't do it enough to really push it. It wasn't like The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, where it was just normal movie, but with just a lot of like almost magical shit mixed into it. But this just had it every so often, and mostly during the musical numbers. And the musical numbers also came up a little short because there wasn't enough of them. It doesn't have to be constant like in Les Miserables, but you need to have more than like 4 songs. And that was all they had, was like 4 songs and then a couple covers here and there wherever it was needed. And there was one too many montages in it. Because like they had, when they got together, they had their montage of showing their whirlwind romance. And then 10 minutes later, they had another montage of basically the same thing. And then at the end, they had this big, long montage showing them what would have happened if their entire relationship had gone properly from the beginning. If they absolutely had to have the third one, they should have cut the second one. I sometimes like tearjerkers if they work. Like this La La Land didn't really connect on that emotional level for me. I don't know if it was trying to get a tear out of me, but it didn't. It's not impossible to get me to cry in a movie. In fact, I really like it when something does. But like you just said, Ryan Gosling was also someone I related to a lot up until the part where he sold out, because he was really obsessive about his jazz. You know, like he had a stool that some famous guy sat on, and he'd flip out if you sat on it. So I saw a lot of myself in him, and then when he sold out, it worried me, because that's probably going to be what's happening to me. I'll eventually get tired of fighting for no reason and just be a normal person once I figure out how. But so, in conclusion, the movie was way better than I really deserved, and it was so good that I started clapping at the end. And luckily, there were enough old people in the audience; they started clapping along with me. It's easily the best movie quality-wise I've seen in theaters this year. I don't know if I liked it more than others, but that one is definitely really good.